Hi people, I'm back. Sorry to be so long, but not a lot going on. Plus, I haven't had a chance to get on here. Anyway, I got a comment from Maureen Callahan, and I told her I tried to type her out a long video or a long comment reply, and every time I do a long comment reply, my screen just vanishes and I lose it. So I told her I'll do a video. So this is a video about her comment. Well, other things too, but that. Uh, she mentioned that she noticed the change in Steve and his attitude towards the Foots. Uh, and she phrased it was since he started talking to the First Nations people. And his attitude had changed from the information they had given him. Well, I have to correct that. Back 34, 35 videos ago, on one of my videos, it said a letter to Steve. That's when I wrote Steve a letter. Told nobody what was in it. I might have mentioned some of this before, but I didn't tell anybody what was in it except for Jack Quinn and Rummy Girl and Sharon. Sharon knew. I put in there at the time. Back then, Steve had a bad attitude towards the Foots, and he used to call them bastards and all kinds of stuff. He just did that. He didn't really like them. And when I first sent my letter in to him a few years back, I told him I lived with him. He hated them back then, and I don't think he liked me for being buddies with him. So he blocks me. He don't get my letters, or says he don't, or whatever. I don't know. But he don't read my letters, so I don't bother no more. But the bottom line of it is, as I've told you before, the Foots are in my head. The Foots know every thought I have. They know what's going on. Well, at the time I wrote that letter, I told Jack and I told Rummy Girl what I was doing, and I wrote him a letter and told him, "Hey, cool it. You got to get off them Foots a little bit." I says, "You don't need to be on them like that. It's not good." That's basics in the letter. I can't remember. It's been so long ago. I can't remember what was in it. But anyway, at that time, the letter never got read. But in the following weeks or so, Rummy Girl and Jack and me seen a slight change in him. Seen some changing in him. And that's when the changing started. So if you go back and compare my letters back when Steve was starting his changing, you can go back and compare the videos and you can see what I'm saying is true. Anyhow, as it went on after that, Steve started getting odd things happening around his house. He had rocks thrown in his videos that he just noticed there was a rock thrown behind him or something. And Steve's attitude has changed. Foots have the ability to change you. Uh, I let the Foots know that Steve was and is a good mouthpiece for the Foots for what we're trying to do to get the word out of what they're really about. My Foots understand that. My critters all understand everything I do. They know what I'm doing. It's always best for them when I'm doing something. And I've had the thought, it'd be nice if Steve would, Steve from How to Hunt, by the way, for the new viewers, uh, if he would just kind of cool it and be more friendly about them and start trying to understand them. Well, it seems like Foots have done their influence, and right, just a few videos ago he was reading somebody's letter off how somebody said, they look really human in the face. Well, he stopped and brought it all back again and says, "You hear that? Really human in the face." So Steve's attitude has changed a lot, but it started way back then. Just a slight bit, but you could see it. Just the next video he did, next thing come up after I supposedly sent the letter, he's been influenced by the Foots. And I didn't want to bring this up. That's why I didn't tell people what was in the letter when I sent the letter. I just made note of the fact that Steve got a letter. That's what the letter was about. So Jack Quinn and Rummy Girl can verify what I'm telling you is to be the truth. And the fact is, the Foots have done this. The Foots have brought about a change after they realized who he is and what he could do for them. Now, if he just keeps changing and getting a little more to the better side, I didn't want to bring this up because I'm afraid he might just be rebellious against it, but this is the way it is. I don't know. We'll wait and see how that happens. But anyhow, uh, that was the two main things I wanted to hit on. Uh, what else have I got? Well, the Owlman. The Owlman just put out a letter, and you got to get it. Go to Steve's channel and see the letter the Owlman just now put out just recently at the other night before last or something. I read it. I watched it, and he did a pretty big thing about what's going on and how the Foots may want to come out and help us. That's the resolve. This is what I've been telling everybody for a long time. That's the resolve. They want to come out and help us. How can the Foots help us? Well, let me put it to you this way. I said 5 years ago, the corruption, the corrupt, and all that would be dealt with. Believe me, if the Foots would come out and did work with people, nobody would lie to them. They couldn't hide what side they was on. They couldn't hide their politics. They couldn't be a rhino. They couldn't be a Republican trying to be a Democrat or anything else like that going on. All the corruption and all the craziness would stop because the Foots would read through all of it. And I believe they're having, like I said, they had some internal problems of their own to deal with. And I think maybe they might have got those taken care of. I don't know. I don't know. They don't tell me a lot. I have to do some thinking with the way they're acting and what's going on. But when they come up to me and said, uh, we're the first people, that's the way it is, and that's what they want to be known by. And that wasn't an issue. That's been known about for a long time, but it wasn't an issue. It became an issue because it's getting close. And when they come out, they want to be known as the first people. They don't want to be known when they hit the streets out here or wherever they go. That's a Sasquatch. No, that's the first people. That's how they want to be known. And people better get that together because they're coming out. And if you listen to what the Owlman had to say, uh, yeah, everything he said is kind of corresponds with what I say. Everything the First Lady say it corresponds with what I've done. And it just goes on and on. But the point being, this is going to be a resolve. Everything's going to be turned out really good. I don't know how long it will take, but according to the Owlman, they want to come out and help. So look up the video about the Owlman, see what he has to say. See how much on there is something I've already said before. There's a couple other people on there doing the same thing, talking about stuff I've said before. And I got track record. Mine's in my history of my videos. I've been talking about this stuff for a long time. About the aliens and the whole bit, you know. Mr. Ash's diary, he talks about the aliens and what they star people. So I'm sorry, star people. But anyway, it's all the same thing. Good ones and bad ones, and they've influenced them in the whole bit. And I don't know how that's going to work out. That's their problem, but it could be problems for us too. But I think they'll get it worked out. Sorry if you hear these dogs barking. I got a bunch of dogs around here, and I just don't have no place else to go. I have to shoot this off like right now, and I got a lot of stuff I got to do today. I just talked to Jason from Paranormal 411, I think it is, and I'm gonna get with him about doing a podcast about some of this stuff and try to get it out to the rest of the people that don't listen to my channel. And all you out there, you need to spread the word. You need to spread the word best you can. First people, not Sasquatch, not Bigfoot. First people. There's a lot of other names, Sabe and all that stuff. They ain't. They're the first people, and that's how they want to be known. Uh, a lot of people ain't gonna believe what I'm saying because they think I'm probably wacky anyway. But I can't help that. This is what I deal with, and this is the way it is. So I do what it takes to make them happy, and which makes me happy. As long as they're happy, I'm happy. Uh, what other things is there? I guess this might be a short video because I can't think of a whole lot else to tell you about. There's something else going on, but I don't know what it is. Probably think of it after I hang the channel up. But anyway, do what you guys can do to get whatever words out you can get with this, because it's according, like I said, according to what Owlman says, and few others that are on Steve's channel, the some of the scientists and other stuff, all confirming things I've been saying, which helps me understand myself too. You know, I know these things are true, or they wouldn't come to me. The Foots are not going to lie to me. I don't like the Owlman when he was talking. He mentioned something to the fact that they're asking him and somebody he's with, his mentor or whatever. They asked the Foots questions. Well, he also made a statement they might not be telling you the truth. Now that was out of his mouth, not mine. Look it up. But that's one reason I don't ask questions to the Foots. You can't tell me, well, ask them this. No, I'm not asking them nothing. Whatever they want me to know, they will tell me. And they're not just going to make a lie up and tell me. They're going to tell me what I need to know. And that's what you need to know. So I'm here to pass the words out from the Foots. Like I said, Steve reads them emails to pass out to people. I get word from the Foots to pass out to the people. The Foots tell me what's going on. I'm letting you know what's going on. And that's the best I can do. That is the best I can do. But I'm going to have to cut this short. And I'll get back with you. There's more things coming up. Like I say, me and Jack, we're still trying to work on doing something with the Dog Man. I'm hearing a little bit about Dog Man, and I don't know what to think about it yet. But if we can ever get our timing together and worked out, we can get down there where they're at. Steve, he has a job, and I have obligations, and they just don't work out where we can take a night and go do what we got to do. If it happens, we'll get with you on the Dog Man. I'm gonna try to do a video with Jack. I got my buddy Johnny. I want you to meet Johnny on here because Johnny, he took the Foots home with him from my house, and he's lived with him for a while. He don't get what I get, but he does. They let him know they're around. They always let him know they're around. But they definitely took him home. They do mind speak with him. I don't get that. Sharon does. I don't. Well, I'm off here anyway, and look for good things to happen in the future because called us out 5 years ago. It's going to be good. This whole thing will be good when it's over. I think it'll be plenty good when the Foots come out and can just be with us. Whether people believe it or not, I don't think it'll be bad. All right. Love you all for being here and just try to get everybody to subscribe and do what you got to do. And I appreciate it. Foots appreciate it. My first people. Thank you. See you later. Bye.